Unlocking tier 5 the wrong way can ruin your free-to-play account. Many rush random tier 5 units, but smart players follow an order. Let me show you which tier 5 to unlock first and why. And this is going to be obviously my personal pick, because I get this question so often. Yo, Burgers, if you can back which troop you're going to pick. And in this video I'm going to share which order is going to be my picks from point of tier 5, and obviously why I'm going to do that. And I'm going to start with the first troop that, if I can bring back the time, this is going to be the troop that I'm going to focus mostly, and this is going to be a cavalry. Now it may sound funny, but yeah, it's going to be the cavalry. It's not about jumping with bombing with cavalry, 5 cavalry legions or something like this. No, it's not about this. Why cavalry first? And there is a simple thing, and this is they give you speed and flexibility to survive as a free-to-play player. Back in the days when I was seeing other people was playing, and obviously there was a people with small amount of power, okay, not small amount of power, but not much power, and at the same time they was on the top places. Obviously a question arises, how those people manage to be on the top places not having that much power? So obviously if you don't have that much power, most likely you're not having that much troops. And something that I saw in 95% from those people, the other 5% was people with like 10 farms. What I saw there, they share the same thing. There was a cavalry players, and this is from season 1 tendency till these days. It's not something that happened yesterday. So from there I start thinking, okay, how these people manage to do that much merits? And the simple answer was, yes, they was investing a lot of time playing Call of Dragons. That's correct. Not that much, but they was playing smart. What I mean by that? For example, I go and I start killing Darkling patrols. If there is a cavalry enemy guy around, they can strike my legion, because with the new features in Call of Dragons, I can basically put on auto my legions and do something else. I mean, if somebody is putting on auto their legions, most likely, I mean, there's a big chance the person is not in the front of the PC or in front of his telephone. And that is perfect time for the person who is with cavalry to strike your legion. This is one of the things. The second one is returning legions from the battlefield. Way more easy, especially if there is a big fight. For example, you're fighting here, let's say, for example, and the enemy castle is maybe this one here, because there is just not much space for everybody. And by fighting here, some cavalry person can just move around the cities and directly can strike your mage or marksman legion. I'm surprised that not many people are actually doing that. This is my personal surprises, but the one that are doing that, when I open their accounts and I see how much merits they're having bags of merits. They're like, I don't know, this dragon with the coins over their heads. You know, they're full of merits. They have decent results. And this is the second thing, not only striking AFK. Now, I'm not going to talk about the Gathering heroes, basically going and strike some Gathering heroes, because donkeys are not giving merits what was back in the season 1 or season 2, before a year and a half. From so long, the donkeys are not giving merits. But if you kill the enemy donkeys and they try to gather again, most likely they're going to put a military troop inside. So this is are giving the mobility and survivability for free to play, because if you're mage or marksman, infantry for free to play, you have to have like 10 farms for infantry to be a free to play, and you have to buy mana, because you know you can send resources but you cannot send mana. So that's why I think cavalry. Now obviously there is a weak point for the cavalry, and this is the choke point. If the fight is here, The cavalry cannot move on the other side. It's completely pointless to strike directly in the enemy territory with your cavalry, doing the cavalry bomb and stuff like this. So in cases like this, when there is a choke points, the best decision is going with the troop number 2. And the second troop that I think it should be opened is actually the mages. It may sound funny that the mages is not on the first place, still I'm mage main and etc. But you know, mages have their advantages, but I think cavalry have more advantages from the mages. On top of that, cavalry, oh my god, cavalry artifacts is having like 600 rage before they get casted. This is 2 times more faster from marksmen and 2.5 times more faster from mages. So cavalry is going to attack you, hit you with artifact and go away, and your artifact most likely is not going to be even full and ready to fire up. So this is the issue with the mages, but still mages are extremely powerful troop. Mages are slow but powerful. This is the majority of what of the people are thinking. And what is actually important for the mages and why I actually put them on the second place? The main reason is they're good, but they scale better when they have artifacts. That's why I think mages is going on the place number 2 from point of opening. Obviously, we're not talking about the Celestials. You need all the troops opened to Fort Celestials, but for the mages, especially the Vestos, Vestos are extremely weak troop. I'm going to just show you what I mean by that. It's like 192, this is the HP, we check the cavalry. 229, we check the marksmen. 211, I don't need to check the infantry, obviously there is going to be more HP there. So mages by default have the lowest HP in Call of Dragons, but the biggest advantage over the mages is they're hitting from a distance, very nice distance. Why I don't pick marksmen before the mages is just because marksmen are having medium range. And if you go with long range warfare, better be just mage, because this 20% that the game cut from your base attack of your marksman is huge deal. It's huge deal because from your base attack, scale up all the percentage you're having as a boost for your troops. That's why the second legion or the second troop should be mages, in my opinion, if I can bring back the time. The only bad thing is mages scale better from the artifacts, and artifacts is not easy to be get. The only artifact you can get, for example, for mages is Phoenix Eye. For cavalry, you can get Sorwan Blade from the Titan Legacy. You can get Spring Blades from the Titan Legacy. Sorwan Blade also in the normal pool or the normal draw. Basically from here you can see you can get Sorwan Blade. This is the normal artifact pool. On top of that you can get Kingslayer. And if I show you my artifacts, that is, I didn't invest in the single cavalry artifact, only from the Titan Legacy. Sorwan Blade is level 5. Let me just put it like this. Level 5. Kingslayer, level 5. Spring Blade, level 1. Okay, I don't have that much over the Spring Blade. It's level 1, but still 3 very nice legendary artifacts for cavalry for free to play. Okay, maybe not that free to play because it's Titan Legacy. So you basically have to finish all the quests. Right now I'm on the place number 56, but in this chest you can get Sorwan Blade, you can get Spring Blade. And when I finish, I'm going to get level 2 Spring Blade. Even though that Titan Legacy, the second sword is paid, is way more cheaper from the mage artifacts. Mage artifacts, you have to prepare 270 Forge of Light keys, which is extremely expensive. But the main power of the mages is actually the very far distance that they can hit. And that's why I think they are on the second place by opening. Now let's talk about the third place from opening. And this is going to be marksmen. Now marksmen may surprise you why I actually put them on the place number 3, and the main reason is the medium range, which make them extremely vulnerable for blink strategy, infantry blink strategy. You can get catch it extremely fast. There is also positive sides for the marksmans. Now, the important thing about the marksmans is their stack merits, and they still have range, and they have consistent damage. If you check it out, first of all, marksman is having the biggest attack in Call of Dragons. Let's start from there. But the heroes for the marksmen are built around this thing about the normal attack and how much damage the marksmen are doing. Margaret, if you see here, is like 450% normal attack damage. This is for normal attack. The other hero that I want to point out, Sindrian, rapid fire, basically second attack, which is again normal attack, but 2 attacks in general. 20% increase in the attack. The other hero that I can maybe show you. Now, there is exceptions. Kinara and Nico is based on the rage skill. This is season 1 heroes. But still, these 2 heroes are also doing pretty nice damage. But for the sustained damage, having Margaret, having Sindrian, obviously the new heroes is also based on the rage skill. For example, Falgrim is having even skill Talon Tree, something that is mostly for the cavalry and mages, but you will start seeing that thing also in the marksmans. But at the end of the day, marksmans is having one more advantage, and that was behemoths. Now normally I was going to put marksmans on the place number 2 before mages if the behemoths was something extremely hard in Call of Dragons. But right now, with the stacks the behemoths are having, let's check it out. This chicken, for example, is having 5 stacks. This is behemoth damage taken plus 10% per stack. This is 50% per stack. I think some majority of the people who is watching my videos are people from the season 1 or from the global launch. We all remember the pain when we was going for the Hydra on Elite. 2 people to not follow the strategy and not cover one of the circles on the floor, everybody dead. We did not have the power that we are having right now with so many legendary heroes, also artifacts. The things was so hard, and marksman was extremely desirable unit back in the days. Also, people was not using that much infantry. Right now, half of the battlefield is infantry, which give great advantage of the marksmen because marksmen actually eat infantry like crazy. They're doing crazy amount of damage over the infantry, way more from the mages. Even though that the mages is said like mages counter infantry, but from the two range troops, marksmen is actually that is eating infantry. But still, this is not enough for me to actually open that troop as a second one. So I opened the first troop, that's a cavalry one, which is going to bring me the merits and is going to support me and keep me alive in the PvP. We opened the mages for the moments where the cavalry cannot actually strike. This is choke point fights. You cannot just move with the cavalry, except can be a staff play on the other side or some blink cavalry, but it's going to be a single legion with the blink cavalry. It's not going to be that helpful like going with three cavalry. So mages is for this type of fight. Marksmen and infantry didn't actually matter. Now some people are going to say, but Burgas, why you don't put infantry on the top 3 of the list? And why I leave infantry the last? And this is just because they're expensive. They're so expensive to be healed. Obviously it's extremely important for the Alliance War, and that's why keeping them tier 4 maybe is going to just allow you to heal more and send more infantry, counting over well-developed heroes. I think every player should have one well-developed infantry legion if he wants his alliance to win, because there's people who don't care that much. Not gonna lie, there's people who just walk in, we go, we fight there, we win, we lose, we don't care. But people who care for their alliance and who care are they going to win the season or not, and who is competitive, the competitive one have like 2 or 3 infantry. Obviously the Whales and Krakens is going to have way more, but at the end of the day, if you win the season, you get some shards, you get some compendiums, you get so many stuffs there. So I think you know, this thing actually deserves some attention. But yeah, infantry prepare to heal so much. The bad thing about tier 4 healing, especially when you're fighting against tier 5, is the more weak is your legion, the more severely wounded is going to jump in the hospital. That's why when I run my infantry legion, I get like 60k in the hospital. If I go with my mages, I get 40k. This is like 50% difference on how much I get in the hospital. And it's not like infantry is getting healing or anything. It's like 300k legion infantry, 300k mages. So this is what I think if I can actually back in the days and start over. I actually start as a cavalry main back in the days in the season 1, but that was mostly for killing the same thing that I presented in the video, killing AFK legions, killing gathering heroes. So far we didn't develop that much strategy about flanking with a lot of cavalries, bringing the cavalries in the ranges and etc. So yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, which troop, if you can bring back the time, which troop you're going to go for. Are you going to be again mage main, or you're not mage main, you're cavalry main and you're happy with the cavalry and you're going to be again cavalry, or you want to get some safe spot with the mage main hitting from a distance with pretty decent artifacts, or marksman main, or infantry and be proud to be infantry, because not many infantry, not gonna lie, not many people are willing to spend resources and support the battlefield, and at the end of the day to have the lowest amount of merits from everybody. But those people deserve big respect. So far only the Wales is actually doing the infantry, so the more Wales one alliance are having, the more infantry you're going to see on the battlefield. This is how the thing, or a single well-built legion from low spender to or mid spenders, even some whales. So yeah, this will be for this video, guys. Hit the like on the video, subscribe if you're new here, and I wish you a great day. See you in the next video.